For the longest time now, the Kardashians have had all eyes on them, in good ways and bad, with mixes of people loving and hating them. But recently, the conversation surrounding this famous family is whether or not their likeness is coming to an end with the way they just haven't been getting all that love they once were. People at one point did find the Kardashians a funny, relatable family, and the girls grew businesses off of the fact that people found them relatable, at least to some extent. But with their luxury lifestyles put on full display and the fact that they aren't the most transparent about things, they found themselves not selling out products like they once were, and they've been finding themselves in a ton more drama, even if it's just because people are sad to hear another celebrity has chosen to date one of them. People even think these women are cursed, you guys. That's how crazy things have gotten when it comes to people talking about the sisters in this family. I think in the early days of their show, when they had less control over the editing and the storylines, they were liked by people because they were this close family who goofed around. They talked about things they were going through. It was playful. They let loose. It wasn't so edited. They weren't putting on a full face for the show. They weren't that crazy famous. And it was kind of like, oh, cute. Like, this family is trying to come up together. The girls would talk about their insecurities, like Kylie and her lips. She totally capitalized off of the fact that she was insecure about her lips, and she launched her own lip kit. And tons of teenage girls were like, oh my gosh, if Kylie is not feeling good about her lips and this is what is on her lips, I need to buy it. Obviously, it was lip filler that she was using as well, but at the time, people bought into this product being a game changer and believed in this product to give them Kylie level results, because people were buying into Kylie's I don't like my lip sob story, I'm using this. They liked her, they found her relatable, and at the time they still trusted the Kardashians. If Kylie tried to come out with those same lip kits now, I don't think anyone would jump to buying it. Everybody knows she gets filler now, and they would be like, okay, like, we know like you're adding a little something else besides what you're using. And that's the other thing about the Kardashians that I feel like this is how they lost a good chunk of their original fan base, is that people are not buying into the fact that they say that they work out, they do all this stuff at the gym to look how they look. And people are just like overhearing that and wish that they would just open up about what things that they have had done. And of course, nobody has to own up to anything, like, do you, of course. But I will say that I think if they were honest, people would respect them for the honesty. And when you're influencing so many people and then you're saying, I did this workout, ate this food, and I look like this, and you can too, but you also get work done and don't disclose that, you for sure are making people feel bad about themselves when they do the same workout routine that you promoted, eat the same food that you promoted, and then don't end up with the same results. There's been a huge conversation surrounding the Kardashians using the diabetic medication Ozempic to lose weight, but they haven't confirmed or denied. Khloe kind of touched on the subject when replying to someone who commented on a photo of her recently. These were the photos. Someone said the fact that she uses diabetic medicine to get this skinny is disturbing. And she said, let's not discredit my years of working out. I get up 5 days a week at 6 a.m. to train. Please stop with your assumptions. I guess New Year still means mean people. People couldn't tell if she was admitting or denying the use, but either way, people just feel like the Kardashians are super calculated in their responses sometimes and just not authentic anymore. Recently, one of the housewives was on Watch What Happens Live and flat out admitted that she was on Ozempic, and actually got a ton of praise in the comments from people reposting it and just shook that she was being so honest.
You on Ozempic?
Yeah.
God, what housewife isn't on Ozempic?
Not
You're
one.
Not. Yeah, no,
No, not her.
half your cast.
I know.
I mean, yeah.
I wasn't going to come to reunion looking any bigger than anyone else, so I got on the bandwagon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whereas people who have speculated to have used it but haven't fully admitted it have gotten tons of backlash for it. Like, obviously Khloe got that backlash. There's been this rumor that there's a shortage of this medication and people that actually need it for diabetic purposes cannot get it because celebrities are using it for cosmetic purposes. But none of those comments were in the video of the housewife admitting that she was on Ozempic, because people were just so caught off guard with her honesty that they actually just appreciated that and took it at that. They felt no need to judge her further because they were just like, oh, okay, wow, you're actually being honest. Wow. And I think if the Kardashians were open about some things, maybe not Ozempic, but any of the things that they do, even if it's like, I get this facial multiple times a week or whatever, hard to get my skin looking like this. Anything that isn't an ad, something that they actually do and actually use to look how they look, I think people would appreciate them for it and they could win some haters back. But people just feel like the Kardashians aren't big on honesty these days and have complained about that coming through on their show as well, with people saying that now that the girls have more control over the show, they are lacking the interesting storylines. They don't want to open up about their lives. Kylie and Kendall are barely on camera. They do weird staged pranks to fill time. It's just not the same as it used to be, with the lack of them being open and honest. I think people are over seeing Khloe sad over Tristan cheating, only to take Tristan back. They're over them not addressing certain things and trying to cover up things like Astroworld, which on the show they completely ignored and said that Kendall was in Miami, and that's why she wasn't at Kris's birthday when her and Kylie were at Astroworld, and that's why they weren't at Kris's birthday. But everything about them seems so calculated that nearly everything they share now is questioned as a PR stunt or a cover-up for something. And it's certainly a reason why people think twice before believing a headline about them. Like, are those two really dating, or is this a cover-up for something? People have also just felt like for years these sisters were culture vultures, and it's been this big topic, and it's a huge reason why people are against them.
The Kardashians fetishize Black women's features and adopt their aesthetic without actually having to live the Black experience. They've been called out for cultural appropriation multiple times, yet choose to hide behind the fact that they have relationships and children with Black men rather than addressing the problem at hand. Having kids with Black people doesn't automatically shield you from being culturally insensitive. That's not how it works. Simply wearing something because you like it isn't always okay. We don't live in a post-racial society yet, so in order to appreciate something, it's important to know and understand its history. And the Kardashians all too often decide to sport something or morph into it without acknowledging the historical and racial context of the culture they're taking it from.
Kendall Jenner and her team were really going for that Mexican aesthetic in their ad for their new tequila. They had her riding and bonding with a horse through an agave field, and even having her drinking tequila with Mexican men. Because nothing screams authentic Mexican tequila more than Kendall Jenner wearing braids. They were like, how can we make Kendall look more Mexican? I got it, let's put her hair in braids. They focused on making her look more Mexican while they use Mexican people as props in their ad. Obviously, this ad is cultural appropriation and it's tone deaf, but this goes beyond that. The Kardashian Jenners know exactly what they're doing and they continue to choose to do it anyways. And that's because they have built their careers off of cultural appropriation. And they know that they're gonna get a little heat, they're gonna get some free publicity, and then they're gonna profit off of it. This is a family of culture vultures. They don't care about doing the right thing. All they care about is making some money.
Everything about the Kardashians just seems problematic now. I mean, it's kind of always been that way, but now more than ever. It's like every bit of news about them that comes out, whether it's a product launch or a new drama, has the same reaction of people saying why they don't like this family and why they don't think they should be relevant anymore. And how people feel about them affects how people they interact with are looked at as well, because there are rumors going around that Timothée Chalamet is dating Kylie. There's Bad Bunny rumors with Kendall. There's so much disappointment out there from fans just praying that these things are not true. Literally anyone getting involved with them finds themselves in similar situations. I really do wonder if things will keep up the way that they have been recently for them, or if they'll somehow find their way back to being the relatable family they once were to some. Obviously not relatable in terms of lifestyle, but the way that they were shown on camera, the conversations, the jokes, the unseriousness of it all. I do think criticism does make them pull back a lot, and is why Kendall and Kylie don't want to be on the show as much. Plus, in the early years, Kendall and Kylie were way younger, so they were going to be a lot sillier than they are now as adults. But I think people just wish they were less calculated and had more fun, because with the way that they've been editing the show, it's just like there really isn't a point for them to even have one anymore. And people have been feeling that so hard with the recent trailer that dropped teasing season 3 of their Hulu reality show. All of the comments were talking about how it just didn't seem interesting and totally lacked a storyline to hook people into watching the show. People commented saying, the new Hulu show is just a sanitized PR exercise. It's become a bland and dull way for the family to clap back to media speculation. They always hype it up and it's a snooze when watching it. Nothing beats earlier seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians though. I hope they have actual drama. Season 2 was a snooze fest, sitting and fake talking. Let's talk about it. Just like y'all address the cheating scandals, Astroworld, they show only what they want, far from a reality show, more like a scripted show we're no longer interested in anymore. Yawn, they won't get really real with anything that makes them look bad, but good editing to make it seem like anything remotely genuine will be discussed. I will also say that the trailer for season 3 did not get as many views as the trailer for the show that Kourtney and Travis are doing. They're doing a little spin-off about their wedding, and that one got over 4 million views. I was shook. And there were a ton of people saying that they're only watching the Kardashians these days for Kourtney. I honestly thought that some people were kind of over her and Travis, but I guess not. I guess she's the least problematic Kardashian in everyone's eyes, and everybody wants to see her. But clearly people aren't really just having it with the Kardashians anymore, and I certainly want to know what you guys think about the fact that people think their time in the spotlight is coming to an end. Do you guys think there's anything they can do to change that happening? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.